Hello there, brothers. Welcome to a new Bible study. I'm so glad you're joining again. And today we continue in 2 Timothy 4, verse 4. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths. In this verse, Paul continues to describe the attitude of mankind in a time that is quickly approaching. A time when people will not only not tolerate sound teaching, and seek false teachers who would not be true to the word, they would also deliberately rebel against the truth and choose instead to believe in myths, fantasies, and stories concocted by men. Second, Paul tells that those who fall away from the faith will deliberately avoid the truth, fleeing in the other direction from it. This points to a rebellious heart that opts not to live by the truth or even listen to it. Choosing to lean on their own understanding, cling to sin, or do what feels right, they will ignore the word, suppress convicting thoughts, and literally defy God's tugging on their hearts. And third, sadly, those who rebel against the wisdom of God will quickly stumble into and cling on to false stories and myths. As we saw in 1 Timothy 1:4, many false teachers had devoted themselves to myths, and Paul warned Timothy against having anything to do with godless myths and old wives' tales in 1 Timothy 4:7. Sadly, once a person decides to reject the truth, they are prone to believing anything, no matter how illogical, ridiculous, or fanciful it may be. The darker side to myths is that they gratify man's desire of a malleable supernatural power that can be harnessed for his bidding. But such powers are not of God and deliberately divert us away from the truth. Brothers, there are many tactics people employ to avoid the truth. Reading messages on one's phone during a sermon, allowing social events to take precedence over a group Bible study, to fleeing a faith-building seminar to answer an inconsequential phone call. Man is extremely adept in not hearing the word he knows will convict him of his sins. Worse yet, when mindless political chatter drives out focused time, sharpening each other in our faith. When advertisements dictate how we should live more than the word does, and we devour the horoscope instead of the word for what the future will hold. May we keep our priorities straight when it comes to pursuing the truth. Our days on earth are limited, and every day brings us one day closer to Judgment Day. Paul's warning that many will fall away in their faith in the last days, and his description of their hearts with regards to the word is very revealing. May we take heed of his words and guard our own hearts against such tendencies. And when I was reading this application, I thought this is so on point, because it's now June 2021. It's almost post-COVID. Everything is starting up again. And during COVID, you were so used to live streaming or streaming your services, your church services, and you could easily listen to the church service in the evening, and you can plan a family visit or a friend visit during the service. But now, when it's opening again, what is your priority? What is my priority again? Is it to go to church and go to the Lord's house? Or am I still visiting friends during the service and saying to myself, oh, I can listen to the service later? And yeah, this verse again reminds me of how to set my priorities. So a wise lesson for me today. And I hope you brothers also have something in it today. Have a blessed day. Hope to see you tomorrow.